that was another point that really struck me in here, is how she, like you were saying, made that constant effort to keep that connection with Yogananda alive through Swami Kriyananda. And there was, in the book, this image that Anandi placed, this simple poster on her desk to remind her to channel the healing energy. And it says, those that can't see it, spiritual eye, spine, master's healing energy flowing through me to others. So did she had this on her desk, and she would use this as a reminder?
And I have it at home now. And, Yogananda, as you know, taught us to always focus at the spiritual eye and promised that we could advance very quickly on the path. And Anandi took that advice really to heart. And she would, wherever she walked, she would focus at the spiritual eye. She worked at Ananda's guest retreat, the Expanding Light, and spoke to many of the guests and thousands. And she would just feel, her spiritual eye and spine, and then she would help transmit that energy. And Master said that when we focus on the spiritual eye, a universal love flows through us throughout all creation. And so she, it was a practice she really adhered to, and was always focused there. And she said in her journals that we have to focus there all the time. And this really helped her in the end, because towards the last part of her life, she, actually before the last part, there was a psychic in Encinitas, and Anandi's sister had just spoken Anandi's name aloud. And the psychic just pointed here and said, she lives all the time there. And which was indicative of that she was living there. And there was a practice that became so deep for Anandi that she said often Swami Kriyananda's and her spiritual eye were the same, were united. And it's all comes from the spiritual eyes. So if we go deep enough, it would have to be. And then she had a terminal illness, lasted 2 months that we were aware of. It was cancer. And she couldn't get medication before it was diagnosed. It was just maybe 3 weeks after the diagnosis that she passed away. And she had such a strong practice of gazing at the spiritual eye that that's all she could do. All night long, she just kept her mind focused there. And she couldn't get relief through pain. So she would just pray to Master and ask for help. She wasn't able to really do the practices. But I think that's what freed her, because she started to appear to different people 3 days before her death and blessing people with bliss. And it was that strong practice awareness there that enabled her to just leave everything behind.